time, Commissioner Harris is going to lead us in our prayer and our pledge.
Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight. I want to remember everyone in Virginia Beach and the tragedy they've suffered. We just want to take a moment to think about them. Bless us as we go into this meeting. Bless us as we carry on the business of the county. Thank you for everyone who's come out tonight. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Stevens?
here.
Commissioner Cutler?
Here.
Chairman Henry?
Here.
Commissioner Harris?
Here.
Commissioner Long?
Here. This time, I think we have several items to move and add to the agenda. One of the first will be removing a conservatory letter. Phyllis, I want to say I appreciate you talking to Alicia. We are going to try to do a town hall where everybody can just answer those questions. So I appreciate the idea of that's going to get things from the agenda. Mr. Alfred is just going to do a report for us. That item's coming off. And proposed approval, we got two insurance things that are going together with the first item. And am I missing anything, Sam? Y'all get me.
That's our very
Y'all have any questions? Can I have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, do I have a motion to approve the minutes for the April 16th and the May 21st meeting?
Second.
All in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And I do want to say there was an accident with some agenda items that we're not doing, and that's the thing about the public speaking. We're not changing that process. So it is not on the agenda, and it was a complete accident that it got to be. So that being said, do you have something you'd like to add, young man? He was had something I didn't know we wanted to share. Okay. At this time, with all that being said, we'll move on with those appearances. Would anybody like to speak? Mr. Nelson?
Roger Nelson, a resident of Catoosa County, and I understand that you have taken that off, but I still like to comment about it because of the property the subject resurfaced again since it was taken off of the meeting back February 5th. And among other things, it asked you on the letter, regarding the letter, who exactly is Catoosa County has requested? Who is requesting this? And refer specifically to individuals who is doing it. And I would question if the issue is really the dam, as the letter says, quote, a barrier to aquatic connectivity is a high priority for removal or modification to enable rare aquatic species to access mild and suitable habitat upstream. And I would point out the feasibility study for overpass had several pages of documented potential protected species, 22 of them actually. It could be in that area. 13 of them were fish, and the rest were other species, including bats and snake rudders and all species like that. And I question if there's any evidence of or study at all that says these species are not already upstream. I've seen 21 years of living there. It's not a lifetime, but 21 years, that mill has been totally engulfed several times, all the way around. It flooded all the way through Graysville and everything else. expand the territory of these species. I think before you do anything regarding doing something like removal or modification of the dam, that it's evidence to be shown that there's lack of those species upstream. If they're already there, then the dam is a big issue. I also suggest that, to want to get tied in to maintain that area forever with taxpayer money is a huge obligation, and I don't think that it really should be done. The Conservancy group actually, right now, can purchase that property and do whatever they want to do with that property, as long as it meets state, county codes, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. But they didn't want the taxpayers to foot the expensive maintenance costs of that, and there's potentially mold in that house, there's bad decks, there's foundation problems, there's multiple electrical problems. I don't think that we should do that. That mill itself could probably never be designated as a National Historic Site because of all the modernization that's there. However, the dam and that property there that encompasses the dam could be a National Historic Site. So rather than modify that and tear that up, that's a different story. So I don't think that the reason for doing something is going to some aquatic life suggestion. Now, if the issue is recreation restrictions, I think there's several alternatives to fix the recreation problems. That yes, maybe that would draw more tourists to the area, but fix those problems. And the one I hear the most of is just about impossible to portage around the dam. There's two avenues. One through the proposed soccer field that's there, provided a track where they can portage around it and get back into with another small launch area or something like that. Or get some property, again, the property if you need to, for a small path around by the railroad tracks, or the recreation. If the Economic Development Board, for example, may suggest that that would draw more tourists, why not take those paths and fix the recreation problem, if that's what it is? Probably it's not an aquatic problem, it's probably the kayakers and the canoers that want to get around that easy, and it's being restricted probably unnecessarily right now. I don't think you could show me the deed and page, deed book number and page number that shows that somehow that right-of-way for the old bridge that's there and the right-of-way for the easement for the power lines has been transferred to that private property. I'd like to see the deed book and page of that. But that it's been blocked off, marked for private property. That needs to be looked into. And I'd like to request that the commissioners vote really to decline further discussions about this. I don't think there's a need for town hall meetings or anything like that. We can't even identify who this person is that Catoosa County has requested. Who is Catoosa County has requested? I don't understand that at all. I wish they would just completely stay out of that business of the real estate there. It can be done with private funds if necessary. The sources can do what they want to do with it, but not for the purpose of removal or modification of the dam. We should turn that down. Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak? You want to go ahead since someone's fresh on everybody?
Sure.
Tell everybody who you are.
Okay, my name is Bruce Blow, and I'm with the South Chickamauga Creek Greenway Alliance, and we're a citizens advocacy group. I'm here with Sandy Kurtz, who's also with our group. We've been around since 1994, and basically we are an alliance of various members, some agencies from the government, some folks from various conservation groups, and have over time overseen the advocacy for establishing a greenway along South Chickamauga Creek, which has established itself in Chattanooga and eventually led to the Riverwalk, which a lot of people are familiar with in Chattanooga. And it's one of those assets that we've advocated for, but we also are interested in cultural assets, historical assets, ecological assets. And so we're not looking at this on a one-dimensional level. We have had conversations with the Nature Conservancy about this particular property, knowing that it's private and it's up for sale. And as a result of that, we've approached the commissioners. And
So y'all approached us?
Yes.
Just
And we've had interest in having a conversation about property simply for a variety of reasons, and not to exclude historical or cultural and those type of things. So the reason we're here is just to speak on behalf of this step of looking into it. The Nature Conservancy, since that's come up, I would suggest is one of the expert organizations throughout the country for taking on projects like this. Their process is, just as you say, to take ownership of the property, develop it in such a way that the community has access to it, and provide means by which the community can benefit from it, culturally, ecologically, economically, especially in terms of making an attractive asset to the community that can be used for two big things. One, everybody who's already here can enjoy it further. And two, one of the outstanding things that attracts industry and jobs is having particular things in your community that identify your community as something unique, so that when a business or a organization would like to, say, locate here, they can talk to their potential employees about being in a place that has something special. Most people don't want to necessarily go to a location or a community that doesn't have these kind of things. I think if you look into it, it's common on the list of choices for consultants who help recommend places for business people to come look at. So, Mr. Chairman, I think, and commissioners, we're here to really talk 360 degrees around the whole potential for that property. And as far as the species are concerned, I do want to address that briefly. If in the process of looking at the potential for this, there was a desire on the part of the community to enable passageway between the upper and lower sections of that Swansonville Dam. The purpose of that is to expand the migration paths for those species. In fact, they do eventually blink out if they get restricted to a small portion. So we've been in touch with the Tennessee Aquarium in particular, who have done some work down there and continue to do some work down there to track and do scientific research on some of these. And that's the main reason that would come up. So, but there's options for partial changes. I personally am a kayaker, and we have 700 members of the Existing Valley Canoe Club that we very much would like to be able to do something a little different than drag our boats over the broken dam section to get over to the portion which goes down Camp Jordan. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful path. At least once a year, if not twice. Oh, I'm sorry, and then something else that really, this sparked our whole conversation was the regional commission in Georgia did a study in 2017, which identified the Swansonville as one of the transportation modalities that would allow for greenway. Sir?
Will you wrap up? 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Go ahead and wrap up
Thank you.
that statement.
And it was an economic feasibility study on what Catoosa County and the other counties in the area could do to generate tourism, and that was right on one of those paths. So it's part of the conversation also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, my name is Phyllis, and I live in this county, Phyllis Williams, and I live in the county. I kind of agree with several things about this, and I did pull the tax record on that house that it's brought up, and there's going to be a little bit better than $4,000 coming off of the tax roll about the house. I am all for preserving history. I think people should be enlightened and educated about things, and I think that's one of the things y'all might want to consider. But I would say this in lieu of that, of spending money for that. 2 months ago, everybody in this room was talking about roads and bad roads. And I think the county as a whole would appreciate working on roads a little more with that money than they would buying something for 17.5 acres of it is kind of like swampland. That being said, I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, about that silly little farm that come out. I almost laughed, but it made me so mad I almost cried. Because, like you had sat there and said before, we live in a free society, and I know you get tired of hearing me, because I get tired of coming up here. I'll tell you that right now. I've had a 3-week vacation, hadn't been fun, I've missed every one of you. Because I had things to say to you and work to do that I could not get done. And you need to shut your ears or put your earplugs in, Mr. Chairman, because this does not concern you. I have not got through with the trip that y'all took to Washington yet. This is just a suggestion. I have asked the attorney to look into that credit card thing, and I think this room needs to know that our chairman charged not 1 penny of that trip to you, not one. The rest of it, this is a thing. When you charge your wife's airlines tickets to our credit card, I know that it is done for a purpose to get a discount, and God love you, can't get one on your own, then I make a suggestion to you, leave your wife at home. Go wherever you want to go, but I don't think you should be charging, because when them tickets come in, I don't know whether any of y'all ever look at them. I'm not a bookkeeper, but these girls that are, they have to separate, and it's extra work on them to separate and sort all of those tickets out. And I don't think that's fair to them, nor do I think it is fair to the public. So in the future, if you want to keep hard feelings down about the credit cards, I would use them very wisely and do what you're supposed to do with them, and then I won't have to say anything to you. So I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for doing that, because you are one chairman that has not charged the county for any of those cards, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Anybody else like to speak? Mr. Patterson?
George Battersby, District 4. Roger was actually correct. He said that the Nature Conservancy is the one that contacted the county. He didn't say the Chickamauga Greenway Association did, so Roger was correct. Anyway, I thought that the last we would hear about the Swanson Mill was after the T-Splosh election massacre. At that time, the county denied the rumors about purchasing or having anything to do with the Swanson Mill after the letter from Paula Stennett emerged, Fort Oglethorpe Councilwoman. The county does not need to get into the recreational or tourist business. A recent letter from Nature Conservancy, May 23rd, about a request from Catoosa County needing assistance in purchasing the Swanson Mill. The Swanson Mill is a dilapidated money pit, and I'm sure you all know that, but it's our money pit. That's why it's been on the market for 5 to 10 years, waiting on some idiot with more money than sense to purchase it. Are we that idiot? Or is there a sinister reason? Before the first of the year, the county purchased 40 acres on Highway 41 for $1.7 million. This was all done behind closed doors without our permission, approval, or input. This looked like it was done to create a job for a new economic development manager. This reeks of corruption and special interests. This is an excerpt from an article in a local newspaper some time ago. And without naming the person, I'll call him he. He emphasizes that tax money is the people's money, and the county money is the people's money, and the county should take as little money as possible. What it must take, he says, should be used responsibly for the people's benefit. He said he would like to see greater tax relief for senior citizens. He said he would like to see all departments of county government take a closer look at their budgets and find ways to operate more frugally. He said we need more and better choices, and we need to get better results for the money we're spending. A good use of taxpayers' money would be to increase rate of paving and improving roads. More transparency, accountability is something he would work for. He says government officials are employees of the citizens and should answer to them. Office holders have an obligation to every person in the county, whether they voted for them or not. And this article was from the Catoosa County News on May 3rd, 2016. And the heading on the article was, "Meet the candidate Steve Henry." Where has that Steve Henry gone? You commissioners are paid well. You get full-time benefits for part-time jobs. So I don't think there's a lot of policemen out there busting their rear ends that make a lot less money than you all, and they are full-time. You're paid $167,575.08 collectively. We demand and expect our money's worth from you all. And I've got a minute left. I'd like to reference a commissioner's comment that was made at the end of the last meeting, which we can't comment on, where Mr. Harris was talking about we need to get over the county manager's car. We actually are over it. You all are the ones that keep bringing it up. She was hired, she wasn't going to get a car. Then she was going to get a county car that she could drive during the day, but she couldn't drive it home. Then you were going to buy her a car, but you couldn't take the car home. Then you changed her contract where she could drive the car home. So we're not the ones that keep bringing this up. You all are. And I think roads are more important. Kayakers, great. But I think there's a lot of poor people in the county trying to maneuver their old cars through these potholes and everything else. You need to direct your attention where it should be. Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak? Chris?
I'm Sharice Spelling, I live in the county, and I don't know if this thing's working or not.
It
Maybe my voice is loud enough. I'm interested in this insurance for the employees. It seems like the taxpayers know nothing about the ins and outs of this insurance. When we change insurance plans and everything for them, we need to have Cigna come in and explain all of this to the employees and county residents so that we'll know what our tax money is going for. Why can't we hold a seminar at the Colonnade and have a question and answer session? If there are sick people, like if you have pre-existing conditions, are these people covered under this plan or not? And will this cut out all of the United Health Care? Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak? Moving on to our regular reading. And, hiding in the back. Would you like to explain a little bit about our health insurance? Is that what you're about to do?
I'm going to try.
Thank you.
And I do have an answer on the Affordable Care Act takes care of pre-existing conditions.
It is illegal to not approve.
So now, under the Affordable Care Act, the law does require all pre-existing conditions to be covered. That's that question. Anyway, I'm here, Commissioners, to present the changes from United Healthcare to Cigna Insurance, and also for our designated broker and record fees to be paid. Okay? So, excuse me, but it's going to be a little bit of a lengthy explanation. Okay? So, here we go. Catoosa County's group insurance plan with United Healthcare will expire on June 30th, 2019. Staff has worked with our insurance broker, MSI Benefits Group Incorporated, to propose a renewal plan which will take effect on July the 1st, 2019, pending your approval. The highlighted changes in the renewal are as follows. The county will move from being a fully insured plan under United Healthcare to a self-insured plan through Cigna for health insurance benefits. This change to a new provider allowed the county to keep the same plan that was designed for our employees. There will be no change to the employee premiums for this health insurance coverage, but the county is expecting to save an estimated $800,000 in claims costs in the first year by moving to a self-insured plan. The only change to the health insurance plan will be a reduction in co-pays for the primary care physicians and the specialists. These co-pays will be reduced by $10 each. So, here, for medical, dental, and vision, our coverages are changing to Cigna. The change in our medical plan will provide the county with lower physician co-pays and avoid benefit changes being required with our current plan. There will be no cost increase to the employee for the dental, vision, and the vision cost will be slightly lower. Basic life and accidental death and dismemberment. The county will continue the same benefits and is moving to coverage with One America, who currently handles our short and long-term disability. Flexible spending accounts. Well, this is something new, which I'm actually very excited about. We've never had a flex spending account for our employees before, and the dependent care account, which is before tax savings for our employees, that if they choose under flex spending to spend for $2,700 in deductions, obviously it's tax-free, and then $5,000 in deductions for dependent care. We actually have just gone through open enrollment, and the employees seem to be extremely excited about this. I don't know how many people ended up signing up, but I know it's quite a few on this particular benefit. And another very generous offering was, this plan also includes an employee assistance program, which we've not had before. And it will cover confidential counseling, financial information and resources, legal support and resources, and online will preparation and work-life solutions. And the reason I like this benefit so much is because part of our departments are public safety, and they have to endure seeing things and taking part in things that have a lot of impact on their emotional status. And so an EAP that they can call up and not have to come through me and say, I'm having this issue, I need help. They can just call this number and they're directed, it's confidential, and they can get the much desired help that they need. So I'm extremely excited about that. And I am actually extremely proud to present this benefit program to the employees of Catoosa County. I think it's a huge benefit, it's no additional cost, and in fact it's stated hopefully it'll reduce $800,000 off our budget. And I'm actually very excited. I've never done a self-funded plan before, and I'm actually very excited about having the benefit to do so. I want to learn this. So I'm hoping that I can help the county and the employees in the future and save the county money by keeping them healthy. And we want to develop a good wellness program to go along with that. So that's what my goal is. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm not sure about questions, but okay.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second. Now, any questions or anything from Ms. Ann? As you can tell, she's pretty excited.
I am excited about it.
And it was a big change going from United, after 16 years of being with United Healthcare, but sometimes when you're with a company so long, they get complacent and they don't want to take care of you.
I will say, as I told you, Chairman, I was very apprehensive about the change. And because we had been with them, we had developed a good relationship, they had worked with us very well. But Cigna has come in and they have been very responsive, and MSI broker working with me and Cigna, and it's like I said, our premiums are no increase to the employees, and we're getting added on benefits that we've never had before, so I am extremely excited about that.
Mr. Chairman. And what other counties in the area are self-insured?
Well, I know Whitfield County is self-insured. Walker is self-insured.
So more counties are going.
Yeah.
Lloyd, City, and all, when you get our size, that's pretty much the truth.
Yeah. I mean, it's something new, and it's something that we'll have to adjust to, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. So.
Any other questions? I'd like to vote. Unless you want to do a roll call.
Commissioner Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner Cutler?
Yes.
Chairman Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes. Very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your passion for our employees too. Ms. Vaughn? Proposed approval of memorandum of understanding with Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit. Yeah, I know. It's all right.
Mine's not quite as exciting as Ann's, but this is a proposed MOU between Catoosa County and the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit Accountability Courts. And so the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit is basically asking for $30,000 of date funds. That would help them make their match in the grant that they get to fund the drug court for the Lookout Mountain Circuit. That's an appropriate use of our date funds, and we're paying in based on our portion of the population of the whole circuit. So they're requesting $30,000 from us.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second? Now, if I understand date funds correctly, they're paid in when people have funds. They're paid
That's right.
into a fund specifically used for the drug and alcohol treatment and abuse programs.
That's exactly right.
So we've got about 300,000 that's been sitting there not doing anything, which is against our
Right, well, you don't want to build up, we would actually get penalized in our audit if we let that fund balance
Because
build
the
up
whole
too much.
purpose is for
The whole
treatment
purpose,
and health
yes,
for
is
the
to
people.
use it for drug abuse treatment or education. So that fits this purpose very well. Most counties across the state of Georgia use these funds to fund accountability courts, like drug court.
Any other questions?
And also it supports our school systems, training, education.
That's right. We do use a portion of the funds. We allocate those funds to the school system to use for drug education and treatment in the school system.
Anybody else?
It's $30,000, that is, we get much more than that.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Because the whole point of drug court is to try to get, people out of the system, because, we're paying the cost of people who are addicted to drugs and end up in our jail. And so, I think the rate is $52.50 a day is what we estimate the cost of paying an inmate. So every time we can get someone off of drugs and, out of the system, that saves the taxpayers exponentially.
And also, I think Chad will refer to this a 30% match.
Oh, I'm
It's a
sorry, is that what you
grant,
meant?
Oh, that's,
so
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
good
well, and also
information
too,
but
yes,
ultimately,
this is just a match for the grant. This is just the 30% match.
receive substantially more for it.
Yes, absolutely.
And all four counties are participating.
All four counties are participating.
Any other questions? All in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. Vaughn.
You're welcome.
Ms. Roberts?
So in keeping with what Ann brought forward in regards to the change to Cigna, we also need to set up we're requesting the Commission's approval to set up a new bank account in relation to this. Since you've approved the plan, the county will be offering medical insurance through Cigna, and for the payment of benefits under the plan, a separate bank account called a Catalyst account must be established as the depository funding account. It will be with J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, that's who Cigna has designated. A banking agreement is required, and it does the following. It authorizes Cigna to establish the bank account in our name with Cigna as agent. It authorizes Cigna to debit the account by the amount equal to the paid claims. Basically, they'll be running the claims through that account. And it also confirms that the account will maintain an impressed balance of $137,000.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Questions?
The premiums that the employees will be paying, that'll be what you take and put into that account. Is that correct? What we asked earlier?
Virtually the money that we would have paid premiums with anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We were already paying insurance premiums, so basically if you go into this account, you just start by Cigna.
Right, another separate account for the county. This is the bank account that we'll have to use as the vehicle to pay the claims. So we'll fund it as the claims are being paid.
Anybody else? Unless you want to do a roll call again.
Commissioner Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner Cutler?
Yes.
Chairman Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Might as well, we got one item, that'll make you long. Ask Commissioner Alter, would you like to come up and give us reports? Sir, thank you for taking time to come out here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you wearing the white house to the black one.
Yeah, it is. My name is Gary Alter, and I'm Tax Commissioner of Catoosa County. It is always a privilege to address you, Commissioners, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Cutler, Chairman Henry, Mr. Harris, Mr. Long. We sure appreciate all that you do and the citizens here of our county. Yeah, I would like to speak to you, just let you know, drivers, we call drives in the state of Georgia. Can you hear me okay? I got an ear that's kind of got pressure on your sinuses, and I can't even hear myself. But the drive system, which is the driver's record and integrated vehicle enterprise system, is an updated system that the state of Georgia opted to utilize and change our system that was called Gratis just a few days ago. We went live with that Tuesday morning right after the Memorial Day weekend at 10 o'clock. So to let you know that the system did work. We came in at that Monday morning and made sure that we turned it on and processed the whole thing and made sure that it actually worked. You never can tell. We had to close Thursday at noon prior to the holiday. You can imagine the millions and billions of records that had to be changed over the entire state from one system to the other. We had to do our closeout and financials in one system, and then inventories in another system be updated. So we took the time to do all that during the downtime. I've had a crew that's worked extremely hard. They've been in training since February this last year, or this current year. At least 2.5 hours per week in the system. We had official training for about a week, each of us, prior to opening, what we call the grand opening drives for us. So as a state, it was successful, which was amazing, truly. 159 counties cutting a system this large to open up and process the next day, which was pretty good. We do have like 575 cases of issues that are going on through the system that are problems, which is to be expected with a system this size. There was one county that did not open for 3 days in the state, principally because they did not manage properly, they did not train. Those things happen. We have a lot of small counties in our state where you only have 3 people in office, and we have counties in our state that has 300 people in office serving districts, community. So we are up and running. Everything went well. The computer's coming on. It's been a stressful week. Last week, you can imagine, new system. Reports throughout the state is that for sure the system takes longer to process. While it's wonderful in its ability to provide reports, see things, financial data, it's all great. I'll give you an example here. I'll pass out to you what it's capable of and what we can track that we couldn't track before. Every person in the office, we can basically see. This is just this will be data from the last week, 4 days. It shows right hand. This is data for Monday. So we keep up with every transaction. If you look through there, the transactions you see there in a pie chart, as you can see, I put my glasses on, what you got some? Change over ownership addresses, new title restoration, restorations canceled, duplications, restoration, under and over adjustments, reissue unclaimed titles, vehicle restorations, disability placards, restoration cancellation, revised titles, vehicle replacement exchanges, T-plates, renewals, T standalones. Those are some of the things that we track as the office provides a service in motor vehicle. 66% of what we process is renewals. There's another about 20-some-odd%, I don't know exactly, you see in new title restorations. Every transaction obviously takes various amounts of time. The simplest process is a renewal. The old system, when I came into this job, took average wait time in our county was around 18 minutes. When you come to the office, you could expect to possibly wait 18 minutes for renewal. Through cross-training, additional person added last year, 10 years ago, we used to only process 37,000 transactions. Today, we process annually 112,000 transactions. What you see before you can see that you've seen about 327 transactions on Monday. That's what that shows. And that's about waiting on about 30 people per person that's in the office. So the transaction times are going to go up. That would represent about 11-minute transaction time. So I fought real hard in the process of reducing this 18 minutes to 4 minutes is what we've become acceptable. And on average is what we look for. And we've gone back up possibly 11 minutes. I believe we can get that down to 6-7 minutes, but no better, because the system has more processes you have to go through. There are more steps involved to collect this. So there's nothing I can do about the system. It's the way the state has purchased it. Now, I've already have contacted the state with trying to look at some way of scanning your renewals, simple renewals that we send you in the mail. It's got a barcode on it where you scan it, maybe to just print your sticker. The old system, that's how it worked. The new system still requires us now to go in, identify you, identify this, identify that, and then scan it. The fastest it's capable of doing without a person standing in front of you is almost 3 minutes. Now, when a person standing in front of you, you're looking at additional 4 minutes because they'll be asking more questions, we take more data, we get your email address, it just takes longer. So that's kind of upsetting to a tax commissioner, and it could be you, because there's nothing worse than coming to a tax office and having to wait. So I don't know what's acceptable to you guys, but 4 minutes became acceptable to me, and 18 minutes was not. Now, my biggest problem is in Fort Overford. We only have 2 people, we have a small area. At any given time, we can have 10 people in line with 2 people to cover that. If we have a 12-minute process, that means it's at minimum a 60-minute wait, which is ridiculous, okay? So I have to figure some way to improve it. We've talked, since I came in the office, I talked to Mr. Long about trying to look for additional space where we could add people. We talk to the customers as they come in to try to move them to Ringo, because we have people that come away from here. But, in that process, nevertheless, some people still want to go to Florida, because it's their hometown, and it's okay. But I cannot help that wait time as it is. Now, I'm going to be looking at moving another person in there. Everybody's been in the office, I hope, to see how small it is. Maybe reduce the titling, the backup to people who want to go to lunch. It's just a very difficult situation to try to improve. I've done my best to cross-train, reduce time, extend hours. Most of us open 8 hours a day. We extend 8.5 hours a day of service to every person in the county. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we extend 9.5 hours of service to anybody who comes in. We've done that with no additional cost to this county, just because we do care about our people and we don't want them waiting. These are things we have already done. I'm grateful for the ladies and gentlemen that I have working for me, who now operate 2 systems. Takes a lot longer to obviously train and get people ready utilize the system, and they all work very diligently and hard. They've had a hard week this last week with the new system. I have to congratulate them, and I do, the board, and appreciate them very much. But I want to let you guys know that I am working on trying to reduce this time any way I can. I did budget last year in the budget for some equipment that would be utilized for basically one, paperless, getting rid of our files, getting us up to date on the retention records that's required by the state, and I got that. I appreciate that last year. At the end of that note, I did say that I would be looking for an additional person to actually utilize that equipment. We have gone through the server change now, where we have more space to store documents and things. We have been very busy though in the last several months with this new drive system. And we haven't even started to look at that person in that area to set up our records. So on my budget, I was looking at trying to go ahead and utilize monies I have for the equipment for the extra person in order to soften the wait time. Every little bit helps. I can't say I can fix it completely, but it certainly helps. And then rebudget the equipment involved in October. Next year, I'm looking at additional kiosks, possible for budgeting, and personnel to help these issues. But I'm still working with the state to do all that I can to get them to figure out how we can just make that one and print, not go through those extra steps. And I hope that we can do something on that. We're still working on that. I really don't have much else. Questions for you guys? Okay.
Well, with this new system, can you separate and tell like at 404 and that? Okay.
Absolutely. Tell what time, when, where, how long, how much, anything you can imagine it's capable of. The greatest things are that it will be flexible to iPhones, iPads, renewals, messages, all this kind of things. This is why the system will be, but with every good, there's sometimes an offset. And the future could look like that, we will be sharing data with DDS, driver's license. So there could be some exchange there in the future.
After you track that for 2 or 3 months, could you let us know what
Absolutely.
we're looking like, or we kind of get the graph?
Yeah, I just don't want, it's just, no one likes paying taxes. Anybody like paying taxes? No one wants to wait 60 minutes or 12 minutes or 15 minutes at any time to pay taxes. When I first came to office, I had this question. I asked them, did they think 18 minutes was very long? Most of them said no. They didn't think it was very long. Because at Walmart, you have to wait. That's what they told me. So I had a gentleman go out and stand in front of the sign for 18 minutes, and I asked him how long was that. Then I also asked him, he had his 2 kids in his car, and his husband waiting for him to supper, and things were getting aggravated, and you're angry for spending money you don't want to spend to start with on taxes. So it doesn't take long in an office like ours for people. We try to keep them as happy as we can. The fastest to get them out of there, the better off we are. We do provide coffee, ice cream for the kids when I can. Just anything to let them know that we appreciate them and we work for the citizens of this county. We know that.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Carol? Give your report.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Jim felt know his wife is here.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary.
So again, I'd like to present the revenue report for the next 8 months, ended May 2019. So for the loss receipts for the first 8 months of 2019, we exceeded the budget by $481,242, which is 10.28%. And we also exceeded the same period actuals for the prior year by $445,190, or 9.44%. Cumulative loss receipts for the most recent 12-month period exceeded the prior 12-month period of $574,848 by 8.08%. And looking at the current month, it exceeded the same period prior year by $83,928 or 14.27%. Switching over to SPLOST, which is 83.64% of the budget. SPOS receipts for the most recent 12 months exceeded the prior 12 months by $820,519, or 8.08%, and the current month exceeded the same period prior year by $519,800, or 14.27%.
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
This time we have no old business, new business, anyone, y'all have any comments?
Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and thank all of our staff. WC Insurance has been a big deal for several months here. Appreciate all the hard work. I think it was a smooth transition with the employees. Here, so thank y'all for doing that.
Just want to thank everybody for coming out and getting to see your government at work, and hopefully you see that we're doing what you want us to do, and we're always ready to be recommended. I'd like to say especially glad to see Phyllis back. We'll do this for the last time. I know she's going to believe that, but I really didn't.
It's kind of a fixture around here, we used to have it.
We appreciate you guys especially, and appreciate everybody.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to echo what everybody else has said. Thank you for everybody for coming out. I would like to recognize my wife. Thank you, Gary. Thanks for attending. And Gary, that was a great report. I want to thank you for that. And Ann, good job on the insurance, and I know the employees of the county are very happy. So good job. Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you all for coming out tonight, showing your concern for your county and your love for your county. I'm trying to do this stewardess of the county's funds as we go through this journey. Thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank Mr. Autry for the job he's doing. I'm hearing good things in the county and in my district. They appreciate what they're doing there. And Ann, I want to say thank you for what you're doing for the employees, because without them, we can't operate our county government day-to-day basis. And same as the sheriff's office protecting us each night. Thank you for your service, and thank everybody, and God bless you.
Thank everybody for coming out. Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. And at this time, executive session for personnel. Clerk?
Commissioner Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner Cutler?
Yes.
Chairman Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
You're in executive session.
Motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
All in favor of coming out of executive, say aye twice. Aye. We're done.
Motion
Motion carried, we're through. Turn that recording off when I talk about it.